Hello, everybody. It's been a long wait, but at last, Kingdom's Forlorn has arrived. And I am the Masked Gaymer, and I'm here with my friends Min and Jake, and we are going to do the full tutorial, learn to play, on camera, pray for us all. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID-cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't need to be COVID-cautious in order to be here. In fact, my friends aren't. They only wear a mask for me. But there's no dismissiveness, denialism, what are my normal things? Harassment or minimization of any kind permitted in the comments. Great. Okay, fantastic. So, just a few quick things before we dive in here. First, I have played this through, so I kind of know what I'm doing, and hopefully this will go smooth. Jake and Min, both of them have no Aeon Trespass Odyssey experience. They have both done one prologue fight in Kingdom Death Monster. So, some of the battle stuff might seem a little bit familiar to them. A lot of it probably won't. So, basically, what the purpose of this video is to gauge how they react to this experience, and this will help you to know how to ease your own friends who haven't played ATO with you into this game. At least that's the goal.
We ignore the phone.
And we're going to ignore Jake's phone.
Wasn't long enough to get copyright
Great.
stuff.
So, a little bit of an introduction for Jake and Min to Kingdom's Forlorn. This is a boss battler game that has a delve phase going into it at first. Each of us, well, not me in this session, but each of us normally will control a knight. The game story is told through the knight's perspective. So each individual knight has their very own campaign, which should run somewhere around 30 to 40 hours per night. This tutorial is not part of any night story, but it is a dual little story between Kara, I'll hold these up later, between Kara the Wildling, played by Min, and Fleischritter, the Flesh Knight, the Butcher Knight, the Cook Knight, whatever, he's some Norse dude, played by Jake. There is some things in this and some choices that will be made that can affect these characters' journeys later in the game, but they are somewhat minimal. And with that, we're going to just dive in and start the teach. Here we go. Fudge. So I have the version of this on the app, on the iPad, because the printed version that comes with the game has so much errata, and this was open literally 20 seconds ago, and now it is closed. All right, so that is our little thing. So far, I have set up all of their character sheets for them, so that we can dive right in. The game is played in a series of expeditions. What's going to happen in a normal gameplay session, which this is going to be an abbreviated version of, first, there's a vision phase where you decide which of the knights is going to be pursuing their quest, and in this case, they're just doing the tutorial quest. Then there is an outpost phase where you can stop at an outpost before venturing into the deep fog into the Kingdom's Forlorn to prepare yourselves for your journey. Because this game is very much like Dark Souls. You're supposed to get your ass whooped and then do better the next time. Then there is the delve phase where you will explore the kingdom, which could also be ever-changing, potentially. And at some point during the delve phase, you will encounter a clash, which is a giant battle, either against a bunch of little monsters or one very big monster. Okay, great. So, step 2, the vision phase. Every expedition is going to start with the vision phase. In this version, our quest leader is technically the Fleischritter, played by Mr. Jake over here. And we're going to have a little flavor text story. Introduction. Ready? I'm going to try my best to do some voices today. Woo! This is called A Small Tale of Heroism. Sir Knight, please, Sir Knight! The lumbering figure, that's you, presses through the crowd, heedless of the much shorter figure trying to catch his attention. That's me. No. Across his shoulder, a hefty brace of rabbits bound for his pot. Please, please, a child's life hangs in the balance. At this, the tall fellow's companion, a slight woman with a cascade of flame-colored hair, grabs his shoulder, bringing him to a halt. The duo, the knights known as Kara and the Fleischritter, turn to face the panting, red-faced lad. Take a breath and tell us what happened, Kara. the one who flaunts herself as a wilder knight, reassures him. Besides her, the hulking Fleischrichter, I don't know why I keep doing these accents, but that's what I'm doing. The butcher knight grunts impatient. There we go. I'm sorry, kind sirs, the boy gasps, but the guards will pay me no heed, and we've no money for mercenaries. You think we work for free? The Fleischrichter growls. Go easy on him, butcher, Kara chides. She nods again. Tell us what happened. We don't have all day. My sister! They've taken her just off the poor knight's road to Hockenheim. Cultists, all clad in red, chanting profane words from the Apocrypha. They mean to sacrifice her to the devils, I just know it. The two knights share a glance. It is not the first time they've heard such a tale, and nor will it be the last. But in times such as these, who else could the people turn to for aid? Who else could venture beyond the deep fog and have a hope of bringing the last back alive? Now, between each paragraph, there's going to be a series of gameplay instructions, which you two are not seeing today, but you will see when we play the game for real. We are preparing an expedition into the Principality of Stone. It tells us our starting tile is going to be S13 for small 13. We are going to gain 5 gold as a party, which we do not need to write down. For this expedition, Kara has an exploration cipher of 99, and Fleischreacher has one of 00. You also don't have to write this down. Okay. We'll explain what that's for later. Now we are going to proceed with the vision phase, and at the end of the outpost phase, we will see 0001. We're going to learn more about our characters now. And again, I'm going to try to teach this as we go and do as fast as I can. So basically, many centuries ago, there were 10 vibrant kingdoms in the kingdoms of the land. A comet went overhead, and each of the lands was cursed in some different way. The Principality of Stone, everyone is turned to stone. That's the Prince. Stone. Yes. And basically, this giant fog seeps forth from the ground and cuts all of the kingdoms off from each other. So there's now like these borderland duchies where the humans still live, and these cursed lands from the passing of the comet.
Get past these fog walls of Dark Souls.
This should feel very Dark Souls. All right. So we're going to start from the very beginning. The two of you are controlling full knights. I am controlling 2 squires. The squires are like simplified knights that don't have their own story but are just as powerful. What you have in front of you, and Min, we're going to ask you to hold stuff up to the camera a little bit as we talk. First, you have a white knight sheet. And by camera, I mean there. And that's where you would record some various stats and things like that. Choices you make throughout your game that can come to affect you later, your progress, your goals, your leads, etc., etc. Next, there's 2 parts to her knighthood. On the right, she has her name. She is Kara the Wildling Knight. She also has her stats. There are 3 columns there. The first is a green column, which is her passion. Passion affects how effective you are in battle.
Wait, passion's green?
Yes. Next is vigor, which is your life force, which is red. Okay. And then you have something called heat, which is blue. Yes, they should all be red, but we can't have 3 red tracks. Just deal with it. And heat is used to like power special abilities.
They could have named it anything else besides heat and passion.
I mean, they could have, but also they didn't. Okay, on the left are unique abilities to Kara the Wilder Knight. On the top, in the top half, is her talent thing, which is special abilities that she has. Some are one-time use, some are passive. On the bottom left is her heroic arc, which shows the special things she unlocks as her passion goes up. And on the right is her, what is that called? Peril arc, which shows how when she gets damaged, her risk and reward factors get more intense. There's also some spaces around there for cooldown, delay, and discard, which we will talk about more as we go on. But that is a player board. Now, by contrast, my squires do not have a left-hand side. They only have their 3 ability tracks, and they have a little mini heroic arc on there. We're going to explain all about that as we go. Boom. Boom. You also should have a hand of 5 cards, and Fleischritter should have a hand of 4 cards. All right? These cards are dual-sided. There's a darker side with a D on it, which can be used during the delve phase, and then there's a lighter side with a C on it that can be used during the clash or battle phase. So as you go through the delve, you can use these cards, but then you're not going to have them to use in the battle, and so on and so forth. And we'll get more into that as well. The final thing that you'll see is on top of each of these cards, we have a color, a little tiny thing that has a color, and this is called a clue card. Basically, you need to find clues that match the color of your clue card and the player to the right of you. So, like my second fudge pickles, not my second fudge pickles, my second squire has green. So this one needs blue and green. This one needs blue and yellow because Fleischritter has yellow and red, and so on and so forth.
Or work circular?
Yeah, it goes through. But it's usually random. If you are the lead knight in a quest, then I think Jake's being distracted by a dog.
Your dog is very vicious and wants to lick all.
He wants to lick everything, right?
Every available skin.
If you are the questing knight, you usually have a specific quest to do. If you are not following your specific quest, you'll have a side quest where you need to collect 3 of each color clue in order to unlock a bonus. So it just kind of gives you something to pursue as well as helping the main quest along its way. And if you have any questions on anything I said so far, great. Now we're going to do the kingdom setup. Whew, we've done 6 steps so far, and we're on step 7 of 55.
Oh god.
Oh god. All right, so this is the kingdom setup over here. All right? You'll notice we have the Principality of Stone. I'm going to hold this up. Ooh, there. You'll notice we have the Principality of Stone over here, and there's these 4 little tokens on it. These tokens represent the monsters that are currently wandering around the Principality of Stone in which district they're in. So the Principality of Stone has a craftsman district, a port district, a merchant district, and a noble district. Above this is the Kingdom Tracker. The Kingdom Tracker has 3 tracks on it. The top track is the curse track. If you ever get 5 curses, you lose your expedition immediately and the game ends. Dun, dun, dun. The second track is the threat track. If that goes up past 9, you lose your quest immediately and the quest ends. There's also these little icons on top of it that if there's wandering monsters on the map, they'll come chasing after you based on those symbols. That is not going to happen at all in the tutorial. And then finally, on the bottom, you have the time track. When you reach time 8, that is when you will fight what is called an exhibition clash, which is like a weaker battle where the monsters have like a few wounds already on them. Then you get to rest and heal, and then when you get to 16, you would do the full clash, which is the stronger version of the monster, and then your quest ends. That's what happens if you don't have any specific quest text that says your quest ends. So like, if the 3 of us were playing this 3 players, and this was our solid group, Jake would go on a quest, and we would go on side quests. Then Min would go on a quest and side quests. Then I would go on a quest and side quests. In order to unlock the next level of our personal quests, we have to do 3 side quests each. But if you've counted, we've each only done 2 side quests at this point in time. So basically, all 3 of us would go on a little side quest journey, where we just do the regular fights before we go on, and that's how we make sure that we have enough gear and we're leveled up enough for the next. Okay. Whew, that is that part of the kingdom setup. Also,
Deep breath.
boom. We also have each kingdom, because like we're in the Principality of Stone. Also in this core box is the Sunken Kingdom. And then there's 2 more kingdoms coming in wave 2, and then 6 more kingdoms coming, God knows when. But anyway, so we have an exploration deck specific to the Principality of Stone. These are set up in a specific order just for today's tutorial, but usually this would be randomized. And then we have the map. So we're going to do the Outpost phase before we talk about the map. Okay. Whew. Questions, comments, concerns?
What are we eating the point? That's a concern.
Oh. That's a weird toy.
What?
I don't know, some sort of weird toy.
No, he just ripped it open.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So next, we're going to do the outpost phase. Long- First, we're going to do the outpost phase.
Ooh.
So this is a specific codex for the,
Principality.
and the Sunken Kingdom has its own. So basically, when you go to the Principality of Stone, this is your outpost,
The PO.
which we're not actually going to read today. We're going to just do what the tutorial says, but these are all the things that you can do while setting up for your quest. We happen to have 5 gold. How exciting! So we're going to make some preparations for our adventure. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to spend 3 of that 5 gold to hire local urchins. Oh yeah,
Are you the urchin?
sure.
No. Are your people the people we hired, or they're
No, we're just squires that are always with you. You'll notice on this page, each section has what's called an early bird. We get to pick one early bird effect, and then we can do everything else. So the early bird effect for the scouts, which we're not going to zoom too far in on, is that we can reveal the thing.
the thing?
Uh,
The thing.
it lets us reveal one tile connected to our location. So what we're going to do according to this is we're going to reveal this large 3 space, which is the Hanza Hall. And when we reveal this space, we're going to take a generic token and put it on it. That means that is unexplored. So we know what's there, but we haven't gone to it. Then we have 2 gold left, and we're going to use that to hire a mercenary, which is a warrior. Basically, what mercenaries do is they give you abilities that you can use once per game session. Then you flip them over. You can use the ability on their backside, and then you discard them. You can hire, I think, up to 4 of them per journey. We're not going to go through the whole deck. We're just hiring a warrior today.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Okay. Then we set up our knight's loadouts, and we head off on our way. We don't have anything. We have knives.
I love knives.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because we're just starting out on our journeys. So we got nothing. Okay, so we're now ready to set forth, and we are going to read the beginning of the Delve round. Do you have questions on anything I've gone through so far?
Not particularly, yeah.
So we've done nothing?
We
We
prepared the
got
sector,
here.
basically.
Okay. So if we played a real session, it would be us discussing what do we want
We'd
to
be like, what do we want to buy? What do we want to do? Yada yada yada. Let's say you were the leading quester, and your opening story said you are going to set up the Principality of Stone. You would set this up, then we do the outpost. But let's say your quest said you can choose either kingdom. Then we have a discussion about which kingdom we want. That discussion could be influenced by some other things, like maybe I want to get a sword from the Egg Knight, and we know that the Egg Knight is only in the Principality of Stone and not the Sunken Kingdom. So I'll be like, well, for your quest, since you get to choose, can't we go to the Stone place? Because I want the thing from the thing, and that's where kind of it comes into
Who gets final position if we come to a tie?
the leading knight. The leading knight.
It's my quest, so I say you're gonna do this.
I mean, that does make sense.
Yeah.
You have to finish your quest.
You got to finish your quest. But it's just kind of like these are the kind of little things that inform other players to still have agency instead of just being along for the ride. Okay, so back to story time, and that only took 19 minutes so far. Now that seemed really quick, right? I'm going to tell you, the first time we play this game for real, and we actually go through that whole phase, just setting it up is going to take a chunk. But anywho, let's go into the story. Most of the stories start with a sentence similar to this. The fog parts. The fog parts before the nights, releasing them from its clammy, frigid grasp. Ahead of them, the Principality of Stone. Ironwald, it was once known. Now it is just a blighted ruin. The wind echoes through abandoned streets, releasing a low, mournful dirge that tells of the death of a once thriving nation. The knights lead their troop into the snow-choked streets of the city, heading for the location their scouts have identified. Because remember, we talked to the little urchin scouts. And um, a place where the red-robed figures were seen to be scurrying. The cultists. They seem to be congregating around the old Hanza Hall, once the fortress of the commercial powers in the Principality before its fall. If that is the cultists' base of operations, then that is where their prisoner will be held. The expedition turns a corner in the cramped alleyways, almost to the heart of the merchants' district, when the ground beneath their feet trembles. A quake shivering throughout the earth and the cracked cobble streets. Suddenly, a terrible groan echoes throughout the air, and a wall of metal surges up immediately ahead of the knights. A massive gate of rusting iron rises from the earth, blocking the way ahead. Its emergence almost feels vindictive, like a personal insult. Kara steps forward, investigating the iron for a weakness, but finds none. She does, however, find a large, ornate lock. Too fancy to pick, too hefty to break, she mutters. We need to find a key. Where could we find one? The Fleischfinger asks. If anybody would have the keys to the city, it'd be the Isengard, Kara muses. Oh, look, the map showed an old guard tower somewhere to the northwest of here. We should start looking there. And then you get a new objective. Your objective could change at any time. Your objective says seek out a stone key to get past the Panzer Gate. You can find one to the northwest. Once you find a stone key during the story step, proceed to the delve phase. So what is a Panzer Gate? A Panzer Gate is a giant lock token. Dun-dun-dun. So whilst we travel throughout the Principality of Stone, these terrible gates pop up and block our path. You can actually tell on the little map tile, sometimes one will always be there. You can see that little key lock in the lower right there. And then sometimes exploration cards will make some appear, story text will make some appear. These giant gates just pop up everywhere. They're a big pain in the tuchus. Okay, some other things about this card. So during the delve phase, on this location card that we're starting on, we're going to see a few different things. You'll see there are little paths that go out from each direction. So we know to the left of this space is going to be a small 12, to the north is small 9, and to the bottom a large 3. You'll also see there's always going to be a Panzer Gate blocking that southern entrance. You'll also see this little symbol with a down pointy arrow. That's a way to go into the sub-kingdom, which is part of the expansion, and we are not going to talk about today.
Ignore that circle.
And then you'll see this number here. This is a cipher. Now, if you remember, at the beginning, we said that each of the characters have a specific cipher number. And what you would do is you would take your own personal 2-digit cipher, line it up with the 2-digit cipher on there, and then go to that story paragraph to see what happens to your character. It was 00 and 99. You don't have to remember it because it's all in the tutorial.
I just meant like, where is it?
You would normally write it down on your sheet.
Ah.
Now, normally this happens at the end of the phase. You would not do it if you started on this square. But for the purpose of the tutorial and just showing you what happens, we're going to do it right now. Do you want to read your own flavor texts for this, or do you want me to do it for you?
Oh, what?
I guess I'm going to keep reading.
Yeah!
You want a break? I'll read part.
I'll do it. It's fine. Unless you want to. You can do 3199.
Okay.
I'll do it, except for you do it.
The high-spirited Wilder Knight strides forward boldly, eager to chart fresh trails through the long-dead kingdom. She can't wait to bring news back to her father, Tavin. Tales bubble up in her mind as she gazes to the abandoned streetways of the Eisenwald. Tall Tavin told of brave knights venturing where no one would dare, saving the needy and bringing hope to the people. Now she has a chance to be one of those heroes. She can't wait. I gain a +1 green pea looking thing.
So that's a +1 passion. So you're going to raise your passion by 1. So now when you start the next battle, you're already going to have 1 passion.
Passion.
Do you want to read yours? I'll read yours. Okay, the Butcher Knight looks around at the empty streets, breathing deeply of the Principality's dusty, dead air. There is no scent of life here, no prey species, no predators, scarcely even any vermin or scavengers. The entire realm is still, devoid of warm, living meat. The seasoned hunter grabs the hilt of his carving knife, knowing that there are things other than flesh and blood that could be growled. You will place one Fleisch token on your night board. That looks like a Fleisch to me.
Yeah. Is that just
Anywhere on your board. So
Live.
that's a Fleisch board.
It's meat.
It's meat.
We have the meat.
So now I don't know if what I'm going to say is always true, but when I played my first quest, every time I found a cipher for my character, most of the time it said you find nothing. Maybe someone else in your party does. So depending on which knights you have, some locations might be useful and some might be.
Do we take turns doing that?
No, we would all read, we would just pass it around and read it, but if it's a short paragraph, we probably wouldn't. Okay. That was round 0. We're now going on to round 1. We're on step 13. See, they go fast. So during a delve round, the following things will happen. As a party, you will decide which direction to travel in. You will resolve everything on the kingdom tile that you have entered. You will draw and resolve the top card of the exploration deck, and then you will do any story events such as reading ciphers or things from your quest. So first, we need to do a travel step. We cannot travel south because of the giant Hanza Gate in our way. And we...
3.
What?
It's the giant 3.
I know, it looks like a 3, but it's really a lot.
It's a 3.
Sure, it's a 3. I had the same thing happen. Yes, it's okay. Meaning that we can either go to S12 and S9. We are going to move to S9 because that's what the tutorial says. But there's a few things that we're going to do first. First thing we have to do whenever we go to a new space is we have to resolve the back of the card. So on the back of this card, it's telling us that we need to advance time by 1. We lose 1 threat, and that's pretty much it. This next symbol, this little 6 foggy symbol, is for a fog gate mechanic, which we are not going to talk about today. It's a more advanced.
So the tutorial told us to go to 9. Do we know north or south on this map?
North is always this way. So yes, we do.
Why is it always that way?
Because the words and the
Okay.
because north is north. Let me rephrase that. North is north in the Principality of Stone and the Sunken Kingdom. Maybe one of the future things will change that.
North is north unless it isn't north.
But as far as I am aware, north is always up. Yeah. So we're going to gain 1 time on the time track. We don't have any threat to lose right now. And that's it. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to flip the tile face up. We're going to align it with the location that we're on. You'll see we're still in the Merchant District based on the upper right-hand corner, but there's no ciphers or anything like that. We're going to line that up over here. I think that's right. Yep. We're going to line that up over here. We're going to go up, and we are going to add medium 6 and medium 7. 6, 7. Now, in addition to everything that we talked about before, it is also possible for there to be hidden text, hidden numbers, hidden things on the tiles. So when we're playing the game for real, we're going to want to pay more attention to that than we are today. There's also going to be hidden symbols, which could be secret languages that we have to discover how to unlock and learn to find other things and stuff like that. So there's a lot of layers of hidden stuff. Hidden stuff in the hidden game. All right, so we've gone there. We've resolved the tile from both back and front, and then we're going to draw the top card of the exploration. And that card is
Ratwolf.
So we're going to place this card in the active exploration area of the kingdom. There can only be 1 active effect. If we drew another active effect and this was still here, we would just discard the one that we drew. You'll also notice there's spaces to put district effects. you can have multiple district effects in the same district. So if you have very bad luck, you can have like 7 district effects in the Craftsman district, and you'd want to avoid it like the plague. The actual plague, not the petrification plague.
Okay.
Anywho, we're placing this card in the active effects area, and we are going to place a generic token on a random direction on the card. The way we determine random directions on cards, and we're not going to actually do it now because we're going to do it later. You'll see that you'll see that there's these 3 bright red decks over there. The one that's furthest from you, which is the minor deck, on the bottom of each card has an arrow pointing in a specific direction. We would draw the top card of that. That would tell us what the random direction is, and then put that card on the bottom of that deck. But for the purposes of this, the random direction is just going to be east. Now, if you travel in the direction that has a token on it, each knight, meaning all 4 of us, loses 1 vigor. Loses X vigor, where X is 4 minus the number of tokens on this card. So if we went to the right now, we would lose 3. At the start of each delve round, we will place another generic token clockwise around this. And then when it's full, we discard. You'll also notice on the bottom of here, there is what is called a gated effect. We'll see gated effects on a lot of things in this game. This one says specifically, if your curse is 6 or more, then X would be 6 minus that number instead of 4 minus that number. So as your curse goes up, things get worse. Okay. Questions on that?
Can there ever be more than 1 token?
Well, this one specifically will always go like that.
Oh, in a direction.
This specific card, no.
Oh.
But every card is a little different. Okay. So that's the end of that delve round because we have nothing story to resolve. And we're going to go on to delve round 2. At the start of the delve round, we put another thing. So now there's only 2 directions that are. Now, there's something special that we can do to make sure we're going in the right direction. If Kara looks at her cards at the side that has D on it, for the delve effects, you'll notice that there is a card called Outrider Thank you. You can show that to the camera. All right. So that card lets you spend 1 heat in order to use the effect. So you spend heat by raising.
Okay.
So if you raise your heat by 1, you will be able to,
Before the travel step, reveal a connected kingdom tile and mark it with a generic token as unexplored.
so it wants us to reveal the tile to our left, to our west.
So I raise my heat up 1.
Nope. White token.
Oh.
So the green, the black identifies what your maximum is. So your maximum heat is 3.
What happens if I reach 3?
Then you can't gain more heat and you can't do those things.
Oh, that's it. There's no.
And then, well, so actually I showed you the one. So because you're uninjured, your maximum heat is 3. At the start of each of your rounds in combat, you will refresh 3. As you take more damage, your heat maximum goes up. So you're
reveal
gonna,
the connected token.
yeah, and you're gonna put a generic token on it to mark that it's unexplored. Now you have to put your card into the proper cooldown area. If you look at the bottom of the card, it's going to have an icon on it.
B.
On the bottom of the D side, because you used the D side.
A clock.
Yep, so you want to find the symbol that looks like that. It's cooldown. So we're going to talk about how that gets refreshed in a bit. Also important, if you look at the upper left-hand, you could put that somewhere else. If you look at the upper left-hand corner of that card, you'll see there's a symbol there. When you use that card in a delve, you're going to, what do you call that? You are doing a warm-up effect. And so you're going to take this token that matches that symbol, and you're going to put that in the night pool. Let's see if you can find the night pool.
Nope.
Look at the battle board. Ooh!
They can't even see it. You're oohing at something they can't see.
Well, I set it up so they could see it.
They don't see the whole thing.
Right, I set it up so they could see the part that was important. I knew what I was doing, I swear. Now, when we go into the battle phase, all of the warm-up tokens that we've put in there are going to help the knight whose turn it is first to have a more successful adventure. And we'll talk more about how that works when we get to it. All right, so now we're going to travel. So we're going to talk about some things before we travel to explain what we know. This says it's a guard statue. The tile that she previewed here. See, a guard statue. And if we look at our kingdom sheet, you will see, well, you can't really see it, but next to number 7, it says a guard statue gain a stone key. So we know if we go to that space, we will get the stone key.
Okay.
There's other ways to get stone keys, but this is one of the defined definite ones. So as we and you and whoever goes adventuring through the Principality of Stone in the future, if you ever need a stone key, you know there is a guard statue to the northwest of the Hanza Hall that will have a stone key. And this information will come in handy in your future journeys.
Is it a stone statue because it's a statue, or is it a stone statue because there was a guard that was a person that became a statue?
Both. We're going to say both. Everything's
Both.
What?
Wait, how can it be it was made into a statue and they made a statue?
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that all makes sense to me.
Oh my god, the cultist came back and defiled him and put a little flag thing.
Also possible. These are all possible things.
Okay.
I don't think they can both be true.
Well, anywho, during our travel step, we are going to travel west to that time. Now, that doesn't hurt us because the rat wolves are gathering from the east and the south, so we're not going to get bitten by the rat wolves on the way. Even though that's already revealed, we still need to resolve everything that's on the back of it. So let's take a look at the back of that tile. So on the back of every medium tile, you'll see we gain 1 time. You will see that we gain 1 curse. 1 threat. However, you can put it down. You don't have to come over here. However, because we hired the local urchins, our early bird effect that we didn't talk about takes place and prevents our first curse effect. So we don't actually gain that 1. And that's what the early bird urchins did for us. And I explained that in reverse when we were doing it earlier. And I'm sorry that was confusing. Also, because that is the other symbol on here, after the deep fog, this last one shows that we get 1 clue. Okay, great. So we're going to get 1 clue for going to that space. How does one determine what clues we get? And the answer to that is on the back of the exploration. The top card of the exploration deck you'll see has 4 colors on it in the cardinal directions. Because we traveled west, what clue do you think we're going to get?
Yellow.
We're going to get yellow clues. Woo! So Jake has a bag of clues next to him. And he's going to give a yellow clue to himself because he needs yellow clues. And he's going to give a yellow clue to Rayloff the Eager Squire, who is sitting to his left because we sit in a circle.
Go on.
So now Rayloff has clues. And Jake has one of his clues. So that's how we collect clues. So also while we're traveling around, you can always know what clues are coming up next, and thus you can be like, well, I want to go in that direction. Well, I want to go in that direction. Etc. Cool? Yep. All right. Then we do what is on the front of this card. This card is in the Noble District, as you can tell from the crown. We also would put the empty tiles next to it, so we know that there's a 12 here already. And then we know that there's going to be a 5 here, and there's going to be an 8 here. Now, normally there's a much larger deck of cards. I just happen to pull out the ones that would make the map for today's tutorial. And finally, we get a, from the guard statue, we already said this.
Stone key.
Yeah. I believe Jake has a pile of stuff in front of him.
Stone key.
Oh! Somebody grab that stone key. Either one of you. It doesn't matter.
Stone key.
We've got a stone key. We can show them what a stone key looks like if we like as well.
Oh, well, that's not a 3. How's it gonna fit?
What's your imagination, dude?
Imagine.
It's all part of the curse. You have a question.
No, I also just hate that this is a 9, 6, even though they're supposed to.
I understand that.
I will nitpick certain design choices for no reason.
I understand that, but I don't know how they would have done it differently.
They just make it a 6 or a 9.
Yeah, but then if you have, if these two are connected, they can never be the same number because they're both the same size.
If they're supposed to fit, they're supposed to fit.
They fit in terms of the picture.
Man,
Okay, anyway. Next, we're going to reveal the next exploration.
this one?
Yep.
Wait, this one or this one?
This.
This one. Panzer Pit. Place a single Panzer Gate token, a 3, on every unlocked path leading from your current kingdom tile, excluding the path we came from.
Okay.
So a bunch of 3s popped up.
Yeah.
Where are the 2s?
Maybe that's it.
So 3, 3.
Yep.
And 3.
Yep.
And then there's more text. It's a symbol of something.
So if our threat was greater than that, something else would happen.
We would gain a curse.
And that would be bad, because gaining curses how you lose.
Is that an instant effect personality? Do we ignore
That means it says instant because we discard it versus this which was active.
Mhm.
Cool. All right, on to the story step. If you remember, we were supposed to read the next thing as soon as we found a stone key.
Sure.
So we're going to read the next thing. Now, normally, this text would be in the night book of whoever the leader is. So, like, if you were the leader, you would have your own little mini campaign book. And you would be like, oh, I achieved the next step of my quest. We're going to read this. All right, story step. Inside the old guard post, a tower is standing watch over one of the borders between the city's districts. So it's a statue of a guard post. The knights find a scene of violence. Something broke into the post, shattering the heavy wooden doors. Claw marks scar the stone walls, while desiccated bodies litter the floor, the remains of the Iron Guard stationed here. The two knights pick their way through until they find the guard captain's office on an upper floor. Kara approaches the body of the captain. His once shining armor rusted into uselessness. While she is distracted, Flexritter kneels next to a large footprint in the dust. A heavy, wide tread. In the mark, he finds a spatter of still wet slime that is gleaming bright yellow and smelling faintly of meat. Kara, meanwhile, has approached the captain's corpse, finding affixed to his rotted belt a large, heavy key of black iron. The lobe is twisted into the shape of a dragon. Wings spread as it roars ferociously. The Wilder has heard tales of the Panzer dragons of Eisenwald, enough to recognize the likeness. This has to be the key they need. Now to return to the stubborn gate. Your new objective is to backtrack to small 13 to the gate and use the stone key to get to L3. When you reach S small 13 again, during the story step, read this thing. That's the end of Delve Round 2.
So I know this is a tutorial, so they blocked everything off so we would only go to the place. But theoretically, could we use this key on any of those?
Yes. However, if we were to do that, we would have to find another key before we go back to the tile to get to it.
I forgot what video game it is, but there's this video game where you have to make a potion with like a magic apple. It's one of those really old games, like 8-bit, and it's like an option is you could just eat the apple
And then you
never
can
finish
do
the
thing.
game.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
like a King's
And
Quest.
things
That's it.
and yes, things like that can happen to you in this game. All of the night quest stories, however, are fail forward. So if you fail it, that's it. That's it. You're gonna fail that quest. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna go on to the next chapter. On my first quest, while I was playtesting it solo, I succeeded in my main quest, but there was also 2 side quests that I failed, and I ostensibly would never know what I was. Okay, delve round 3. Just as during the previous rounds, we're going to add another generic marker to the rat wolves and then decide where to travel. So we're going to want to go to the right.
We're gonna take a bunch of.
We're going to have to take damage to do that, but that's pretty much our only choice. Important to note for future is you must travel. You cannot choose not to travel. If you end up in a position where you cannot travel, the game immediately ends and you lost your expedition.
Oh.
No rest for the weary.
No rest for the weary. So, in the Principality of Stone, it's always a good idea to save a stone key. Like, even if you've got a bunch of them, always save one, just in case that passage behind you closes off.
If we're surrounded by stone, why can't we just make more stone? One of us should just get really good at making stone.
Maybe that's something that happens later in the game and I'm not aware of.
Well, that'd be cool.
Anyway,
Stop maybe spoiling things, maybe.
I don't know. So we are going to backtrack. All right? And backtrack is different than travel. When you backtrack, the first tile that you move to, you will advance time by 1. I'll let you do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Now, when you're backtracking, you can move multiple tiles in that one turn. For each additional tile that you travel to, instead of advancing time, you will advance curse by 1.
Are we advancing curses?
So you're going to go down 1 and advance curse.
Curse is the top one?
Yep.
Aren't we supposed to take a bunch of damage from those two?
Because we move back to the previous tile. Yes, we all need to. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff happening. So we will need to normally lose 1 health because we're going through that thing. First, we're going to check our Warrior's Mercenary Delve ability, which is ignore a failure. That's the wrong side. Which is. Warrior Mercenary. Oh, I took the level 2 mercenary instead of the level 1 mercenary. That's fine.
Oh, we have technical issues. So
Here we go. During the delve phase, reduce your vigor loss by up to 3. So we are going to use that ability on Kara to stop her health.
I'm the only one that would take that damage?
Well, that's what this tells us to do.
Is it because I'm the lead explorer?
No, it's because you're the weaker of them, because your maximum health is 10 and Fleischritter's is 11.
No, but I meant in the normal game, would we all lose health or just one person?
So you did that first, and now everyone else is going to lose 1 health. So you'll notice when Fleischritter's health goes down. Yep. If you look at your peril arc, the red one, you're now at a different number. Which means that your heat limit is going to go up. You see where you're looking? So you were at 11, now you're at 10, so your heat maximum goes up. So you're going to want to make sure that you can get to a maximum of 4.
Oh, I moved the wrong. Buffoonery, I see.
That's
Wait, I thought we were supposed to lose like 3 health.
no, because it's 4 minus 3, which is 1. And as soon as that happens, we discard this. So the second space would be free. I did that a little bit in the wrong order, but I think we all understand what's happening. Yeah. Okay.
It's almost like they planned it. Like it's a tutorial.
That'd be silly.
That's because it gets a push ability, yes. All right. So we've gone to the new space. We have to resolve the next exploration card.
Oh. Do we get any clues?
No, we don't because we did not explore a new tile.
Marching to the silent drum, perform rotation 1 and scavenge.
Okay, so first, what rotation 1 means is all of the monsters wandering around the kingdom are going to rotate.
Oh.
So now we're in the merchant district. Before, we would have been fighting the Ironcast Dead, but now we would be fighting the Egg Knight if we have a random death.
Oh, and Eggman's a real character?
Yes. Hence the viscous, slimy yellow fluid that smells somewhat like meat.
Gross.
um, the next thing is scavenge 2. Whenever we scavenge, we take this little loot deck here, and we choose 2 cards from it to add to our loot pile for the adventure. Whenever we scavenge, we can choose from kingdom gear, upgrade gear, or consumable gear. Because the tutorial tells us to, we are going to just choose 2 consumable gear right now to add to our loot. And we can put this wherever we want.
We have a loot pile.
This is our loot. And we'll talk about how that happens later. Now we're going to go to the story step. So we have found ourselves on the tile that we're supposed to get to with the key in hand. So during the story step, we would turn to the story phase in our book, but right now I'm still reading from the tablet. We're going to learn some more stuff, right? All right. The place where the knight's progress had been stymied before is once again before them, but it is no longer abandoned.
Oh, no.
Now, a hulking figure lumbers through the streets. It might have been mistaken for a man if viewed from a distance, but when the duo draws close, they begin to see the wrong details. A body that's too large by far, towering as tall as 2 men. A bloated belly echoing hollowly with the sloshing of something liquid yet viscous. A large ovoid-shaped helm with 2 pinholes through which beady eyes might glare. The strange thing, this Egg Knight, stalks the streetways looking for prey. The 2 knights can't risk fighting such a beast, much as they're tempted to. A child's life hangs in the balance, and the duo will do her no good crushed under this giant's boot. Now we get a flavor text thing that's in white instead, which is a choice we have to do.
Oh, okay.
All right? So here is our choice, and I'm going to let you 2 choose whichever you want. We can go either way, all right? The first choice is, Kara says, we don't have time to wait impatiently. We could make a distraction, make a racket, and lure it away from the gate and slip through while it's confused. We could create a distraction to lure the Egg Knight away and gain 1 threat. Or, we've stumbled upon this thing's favorite hunting grounds, Fleischritter warns. Best thing to do is have patience and wait for it to move on, get wind of something else. We can stay hidden and wait for the Egg Knight to leave and advance time by 1. So we will always know, based on this text, what the consequences of our action are. However, there could sometimes be further consequences in the next paragraph that we don't know before we meet.
Like the Egg Knight will come back faster.
Who knows? So we get to choose one of those 2 things.
Well, what should we do about Humpty Dumpty?
For the record, he has a ability called the Humpty Charm.
I don't like that.
What?
I don't like that. That sounds gross. Humpty Dumpty.
We wait for the Eggman.
You want to wait for
We
everyone?
wait for it.
But we don't have time. Child is dying.
Kara does not have accents.
No,
Only
we-
Fleischritter have accents.
You don't know Kara.
Yeah,
Maybe Kara's one of those people that does the copy accent whenever she hears
Fair.
them.
we will.
We fight.
We will.
We fight.
We will.
We roll.
Do you want the roll? You can roll.
Oh, God.
You bring dice with you on journey.
Even.
Odds, but I will.
Fine.
I like roll.
You're gonna knock things everywhere. Every time I roll those dice, I knock those cubes
We
around.
fight.
Well,
So what do
We
we do?
fight.
Oh, you
fight.
mean you make a distraction?
Yes.
Okay,
We
so
fight,
raise,
we
raise,
Which makes more sense because I feel like Kara's loud and it's starting to make noise.
so we're
anyway.
gonna raise her curse by 1. I chose the other option in my playthrough, so this will be new. The
So
do
you got to think about the content. Content wants to.
well, no, you,
well, it's
you-
not fight. It's roll rock and run the other way.
Anywho,
Yes, yes.
the duo.
Setup this evening.
What?
The board setup here makes me think that isn't what's happening.
Hopefully we're not.
The duo scuttle. Yeah, spoiler alert. It's not the Egg Knight. Anyway, the
You
duo.
can't see anything.
The duo scuttle down a side street until they find an old ironworks. Its forge split open by some chaotic explosion that spilled a tide of slag, ash, and rubble everywhere. Within the old building, they find a big iron cauldron, turning it over so the Fleischrigger can strike its bulbous belly. Okay. The clangor rings out loud enough to wake the dead, certainly enough to garner the Egg Knight's attention. A reverberating snarl echoes through the streets, along with the thunder of heavy steel-clad footsteps. The pair don't stick around to meet the creature. Instead, circling.
That was a water bottle. I'm
Instead,
sorry, that was the Egg Knight.
Instead circling back to the now unattended glade. Somebody needs to mark LTP1 somewhere on their sheet that we may need to reference back to tomorrow later. You can
Do
put
we
it-
share a sheet?
So there's different kinds of marking. So sometimes it will say this knight marks off something on their choice matrix, and you'll see they have a specific set of things for that knight. And sometimes it will just say mark a thing, which doesn't matter who does it as long as you.
But each one of us should have our own.
Technically, yes, but we don't really need it. Okay, so we are going to go to number 6. So at some point later in the story, this could have a consequence, but we don't know what that is. And that's how they handle it.
The Egg Knight's gonna come crashing.
All right. The
Yes,
key
we do
grinds
know
into the key grinds into place with a heavy clunk. Kara flings all of her weight behind it, and it slowly turns in the lock. The shriek of metal sliding against the metal the shriek of metal sliding against metal ear rending. So it's like that Nightmare on Elm Street scene with the chalkboard and Freddy's dead. There's another thud from within, and the sounds of gear mechanisms turning until finally the entire gate shudders and begins to sink into a recess in the ground. The way is open, and ahead, the imposing silhouette of the Hanza Hall awaits. Your next objective is to travel to tile L3, and when you do, during the story step, you will see the next thing. That's the end of this story phase. Questions?
What's L3?
This is large 3.
Oh.
All right, so we got to travel. We got the stone key. We can use the key, remove it from the lock, which you've already done.
Well, we just described it narratively.
Since L3 is a large tile, there's going to be a lot happening here. First, we look at the back of the tile and do everything on the back, which is, we're going to add 1 time. We're going to add 2 threat.
Oh no.
I know. And there's going to be 2 clues. Okay? Whenever you get multiple clues from a tile, you're going to get the first clue as normal. So everybody's going to get a yellow clue, because that's south, yellow. Almost like they planned it.
Nah, that'd be silly.
I did not game.
I'm just going to flip one of mine to the number 2 side, so you don't have to handle it.
Oh, we
Take
do
one
that?
for- Yeah.
Okay. The second clue is going to be determined by a random direction from that deck. This time, why don't you go ahead and pull the top card of the minor mortis deck? It should be one that says Vision of the Grail. I fucked up setting this up, so just put that back where it belongs, and we're going to show the picture here.
Sure.
You would then have put it on the bottom of the pile, which you should still do because you saw that.
Make you feel better I didn't read it or
That's
understand
right.
it.
And so the one that we have here is pointing up, which means we're going to get a red clue.
But you guys don't need red food?
You need a red clue, and I gave him the wrong symbol. This should be a red token. So he should now have 2 red tokens there, and you should have 1 red token. I messed it up again. And Jake should have 2.
Well, do I have to grab it first though? Crazy
It's
sensitive.
Now we are
Yeah.
back on Hanza Hall. Now you'll see, similar to the guard tower, there's a thing here, which means this is a point of interest. However, this just has a number. Okay? Whenever one has a number, it's going to be somewhat random. We're going to take the next exploration card and look at the number in the upper left, in this case, +1. And we're going to do 1 + 1 is 2, which makes this an overlooked alleyway. Every night gains a chosen clue of their choice.
I say.
So I would like a green clue for Rayla. And then each of you choose a clue.
I'll take a blue for logo.
And Jake, you should do
Okay.
what?
I take yellow because.
Well, you already have 3 yellow, don't you?
I have 2. I
Oh,
thought.
You have 3.
oh, right, yeah, either yellow or
I take blue, so I have 3 blue.
great. Okay. Sorry, did bad math.
Because I start with 1, then I just got 1, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this would be 3.
Yes, I did bad maths.
No, that's fine.
Because I'm
I'm
overexcited.
confirming that I am correct and right about
Good.
everything.
And now we're going to resolve that exploration.
Panzergate. Place a single Panzergate token, a 3, on a random unlocked path leading from your current kingdom tile, excluding the path you came from. If you're in the noble district, which we're not, place a single Panzergate token on the path you came from instead.
So we're going to resolve a random direction properly this time by taking the top part of the minor modus deck. And we're going to put, based on the arrow on the bottom, we're going to put a gate.
Well, we
To
need
do
a
that.
card.
To
don't
do
we?
that.
What?
Don't we need the little card?
We're not going to do that just because we're going to type this. And then that should go on the bottom of that pile.
Right.
Okay.
Stupid gates.
And then we're going to proceed to the story step.
Sure.
The immense oaken doors of the former trading hall clatter open, their hinges groaning as ruts fight back against the strength of the Fleischritter. The 2 knights stride in, catching the attention of the hall's occupants. At the center of the large vaulted chamber, a dais of sorts has been raised, built from the rubble. A large flat slab has been laid atop of it, upon which the kidnapped child lies. Bow. Around her, a circle of red-robed cultists chant an ancient Antiochian dialect. One, clutching a heavy-bound tome in his eyes, glares with narrowed red-pupiled eyes. Intruders! You will not interrupt the sacrament! A cultist lunges for the knights, saw-edged dagger flailing wildly. The Fleischritter is the one to bear the brunt of the attack, fighting back with his bare hands. Fleischritter is going to have to perform a test of fortitude with a difficulty of 10. If we marked Learn to Play 2, you will get +2 to your result. Your fortitude, I don't know what your fortitude is, actually.
That's unfortunate. Neither do I. I don't know where to look for it.
Okay, so we're just going to tell you you have a fortitude value of 2, which means you also get +2 to your attack.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to get +2 right now. I believe you marked Learn to Play 1,
Yes.
so you don't get a +2 for that.
This is full.
You can also have one of your delve techniques is called Knight Prowess. D side.
Yeah.
Okay, you can use that to give yourself an additional +2, but that's going to cost you, I think, heat.
+2 heat. It says.
Yep.
Um.
You get a +2 heat to get a
What am I-
+2 from that.
What am I actually rolling? What die?
It's going to be a 10-sided die.
Oh, and I need a 10 or more.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll spin the 2 heat
Okay.
because otherwise the odds are
So
very.
take that card and put it in the cooldown slot it indicates on the bottom. Is it the little time clock thing, or is it a zzz or something else?
Fine.
Okay, so we put it there, and then you're going to put a token in the night pool based on its warm-up icon in the upper left, which is what?
Training.
The
The arrow.
arrow.
You said it was
Oh,
training
you
that
can flip
earlier?
the arrow.
Oh, flip just left. Okay. Ah, yes. Intelligent design. Who would have thought?
Okay, so you're going to roll a 10-sided die. What did you get?
I can't see.
That's a 0. That's an eyeball, which is
An
kind of
eyeball is a
like
10.
Yep.
So congratulations,
I didn't even
you've
need
burned
it.
you've burned all of your crit luck. You've burned all of your crit luck on that.
But this might not be burning.
Bro, I did the full 10 the entire time.
For anybody who doesn't know this about me, I have very bad dice luck. In fact, I once rolled 13 ones in a row on a D10.
You do well if you throw the dice far.
When I throw the dice really far and make a mess, they usually come up with
And to be fair, Greg,
Yeah.
it's not just dice. It's also like drawing cards
Oh,
and stuff too.
I have very bad.
Just in general.
I have very bad luck. All right. So success. The cultist is small and weak. For a warrior of the Fleischritter's stature, overpowering him is easy. The Butcher Knight throws him back, and the cultist stumbles, cracking his skull on the stone floor.
Oh,
Place a break token in the night pool.
you broke some.
Now, sometimes the test might send you to different story locations. Sometimes it just does something quick like that. Story is story. Okay, we're going on to number 8. Here we go. In the middle of the chamber, the other cultists have turned from the dais, and their ritual chant takes on a new tone, a more commanding tone, a summons to arms. All around the chamber, you hear the rattle of iron against iron. Dozens of corpses, until now lying in the dark corners in silence, jolt to life. Skeletons grasping swords, rising like puppets on strings. For a moment, Kara thinks she can see the strings. Blood-red strands that flow from these skeletal marionettes to the cultists. With a clatter of bone and the clang of iron, the Ironcast Dead rise to answer the summons and move in against the knights. We are placing a permanent negative armor something token on the monster sheet, which I've already put there. And we're going to proceed to have an exhibition clash against the Ironcast Dead. If we win, we're going to go to one thing. If we lose, we're going to go to another thing. We are going to now set up the battle. So we're not going to be doing a full delve. In a full delve, there would be 2 battles. This would be the first of 2, hence why it's such a long game.
We're so good, we'll finish up.
But for now, we're just going to move all this stuff up to the side, and we're going to do our best to move this into the frame and keep everything where it is. And you're going to help me. And those cards on the top need to stay in that order too, so God help us.
We could have paused your video and just.
Yeah, but that's not how we do. That's not how we do. And we're gonna shrink.
Do it live, except for it's pre-recorded.
We're gonna shrink us over here. We're gonna move it a little bit more to the right. Oops, sorry.
I love how you were like gentle pull.
So we need to keep our AI deck here. We need to keep our single wound here. There should be a signature card which is there. So that goes here. We need that next to that. We need these to go up to 8.
Oh wait, they have to be in an order.
I mean, if it's the wrong order, we'll know in a second. So, and then we're going to take those other cards and kind of slide them off of the edge there, just so that they're
Not
yes,
covering the letter.
exactly.
They're where they're supposed to be.
So that they're where they're supposed to be. Everything else looks correct to me. Okay. Whew, here we go. 12 seconds. Okay, so we're going to explain all of this stuff before we start the next step in the tutorial. So first, each monster in the game has a 2-part card here, which explains their special traits and setup. Luckily for the Ironcast Dead level 1 battle, they don't have any traits, so we don't have to talk about that. What we do need to do is we need to take their AI token, the little red one, and put it on top of the first card on the upper left there. And then we're going to take the S token and put it on top of the second card up there. And because this is an exhibition clash, and I'm not going to show the card to show why this exists, but they're going to start with a single wound. We have to do a total of 7 wounds to kill them, which means we need to do 6 wounds.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm cool like that. I'll roll all 10.
This 5+ here, that's the number we have to roll on D10s when we attack 2 hits. Okay? That's everything that this board tells us about this. All right. So we have Kara, and we have Fleischritter, and we have our 2 squires, which are acrylics to show that they're not as 3-dimensional. And then we have our 8 Ironcast.
Shit, one of them came with a donkey?
What?
Your little squire.
Oh, the
gave
eager
the
squire.
donkey.
So the facing on these that shows the number is the direction they're facing, and facing is important in this game. These are columns on the map, and this is terrain that explains what a column does. A column is destructible, which actually does not matter because mobs and knights cannot destroy them. Oh, actually, that's not true. Mobs cannot destroy them, but knights can. So if you get knocked into a column, you also destroy it and bad things. Obscuring means you can hide behind it, and obstacle means you can't move through it. Whenever a monster goes to target someone, they have to have line of sight to them in order to target them. So like if I was standing here, I cannot, and this guy was standing here, he can't see me. Monsters not being able to see you in this game is very, very bad. Okay? This routine card triggers if ever a monster is going to do something, but they can't. Like if they can't find a target. And they're always, always very, very bad effects that you don't want to have.
And then she gets diagonal.
So line of sight is traced from one corner to one corner as long as it doesn't go through something that is obscure. So if I was here, I could go from this corner to this corner. So I can see. Make sense? All movement is in cardinal directions. All monsters have unlimited movement. All humans and knights have movement indicated by your little foot symbol. So you should be. So I think we all have 4, right?
4.
If somebody was playing Sir Sanch, the old knight, he has 3 because he's an old man, and he's not as best. The monsters are always going to take their round first and do what they do, and we're going to try not to die. And then we can take our turns in whatever order we want. We're not going to talk about our turns at all just yet. We're going to just walk through the monster turn first. Okay? So, you'll notice that we put these 2 red tokens on these 2 spaces. And that's according to the setup sheet. You'll see here, it says 1 AI, 1 S in that order. Right? So first, the Ironcast monster number 1 is going to do AI, which means they're going to draw and do what is the first AI card on the stack. This is important to note beforehand. There are 6 AI1 cards in that stack. I have over here 6 AI2 and 6 AI3 cards. As the battle progresses, we're going to replace AI1 cards with stronger cards. So, unlike other games where the monsters get weaker the more you kill them, in this, they get stronger.
I'm gonna try to speed blitz everything as fast as you can then. And probably built for it.
There are different answers to that question depending on what monsters you're fighting.
Sometimes.
And I am not going to reveal any surprises about this battle by answering that question at this point.
Sounds like sometimes, maybe. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
So we're going to reveal the first card, and this card it's predetermined. Everything else in here is shuffled randomly. But our first AI card is a Rusted Slash. So we're going to talk about everything it says on this card. On the upper left-hand corner, that's how many times this hits you. You're going to get hit 3 times.
Oh, 3. Okay.
You can try to evade each of those 3 hits with a D10. If you roll an 8 or higher, you avoid that hit completely. Next, we have the
Gotta cover the back.
it hates me. Well, we're just going to say it. Next, we have the targeting section, which is going to say who it targets. So first, it's going to try to target the closest knight in front. If there are no knights in front, it's going to target the closest knight in sight. If there's no knights in sight, but it's going to see somebody else. Next, there's this little react symbol, which means if you have anything that has an icon that has 2 arrows pointing at each other, such as this reflex action, you can trigger it at that point in time during the monster's activation. And we'll explain why that's useful as we go forward. So this is going to first move and attack. So what character is number 1 going to target based on the rule closest knight in front?
I have a question.
Yes,
How did we determine where we were on the board?
because the setup told us to put us there.
But is that how that works?
Normally there is 4 specific squares and we choose who goes over. But this is all set up for purpose. This is a token that Kara has, which is the priority target token.
That's what that was?
If there's ever a tie, it goes to this person. This starts on the knight who has the most passion. So because you gained that 1 passion before, that is why you are the priority target.
I feel targeted.
You are
I
targeted.
feel targeted.
So based on the map, who is Ironcast number 1 going to go for? It's going for Kara. So these will always move in a zigzag direction until they are within a straight line of the person that they are going to attack.
They move back.
Hmm?
They move back.
No. And I just want to make sure you're on the right space.
Get my ad.
Yeah, you're gonna.
So we're going to move that zigzag to be next.
Number 3.
Number 1, because see, number 1 has the AI token. But we're going to actually want to do it zigzag so it ends up on your left because of tutorial.
So it's here. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, normally we could choose, but in this instance, this is the one that we're going to do. Okay, so you are going to actually roll 3 dice. Now, whenever you roll dice in combat, you must roll a white die as your first die, and the rest of the dice are black dice. The white die is a crit die. Okay? If you roll a 10 or an I, on the crit die, it is a critical success. If you roll a 1 on the crit die, it is a critical failure. So this is going to hit you 3 times, so you're going to roll.
Should I roll them all at once? Or
Yes, all at once. So what do we get?
An 8 on the white, a 9 on the black, and a 1 on the black.
So that is a very good roll, and you have evaded 2 of those hits. Now, if you want to, you can re-roll as many of those as you want by spending heat. You must declare how many you're going to roll at first, and each die can only be re-rolled once. So like you could say, I want to re-roll all 3, I want to re-roll 2, I want to re-roll 1. You cannot be like, I re-rolled 1, oh that wasn't good, let me re-roll another.
Do I have to re-roll?
Nope, you can choose to take the hit.
I just spend 1 heat to re-roll 1 die.
Yep, if you want to.
Or you can spend it to reroll multiple die for 1 heat.
No, it's 1 heat per die.
Okay.
I guess I'll keep these 2 and see if
Keep
I
the
can.
successes. Makes
Oh.
sense.
Well, it's still a fail.
Halfway to almost.
Greg thinks rerolls are a terrible way to mitigate dice luck, by the way, in general. But that's because
You have
Greg.
bad luck.
That's because Greg has bad luck.
So
Okay.
how much damage?
So on this, it says for each hit you will lose 1 vigor, and then it has this little coffin symbol.
Oh no. Okay.
That coffin symbol means that you are going to resolve a mortis. Now you determine what your mortis level is based on your vigor. So your vigor just went down from 10 to 9. So the first thing that happens is your heat limit goes up, and this tells you which level of mortis deck you're going to draw the top card on because of that coffin symbol.
Minor?
So you're going to take the top minor mortis card.
Minor.
Instead of drawing the top mortis card, because this is the tutorial, you're going to find the Vision of the Grail card and do that.
I have to find it.
Yeah,
Vision of the Grail. Vision of the Grail.
great. So you're going to resolve that.
You gain 1 P.
Yes, look at
Maybe the
that.
P?
So sometimes these cards are good, and sometimes
Is
these
that
cards
actually
are
correct?
bad. And then that goes back on the bottom of the deck.
Maybe it. Oh, that's why they wanted it on the top, so you immediately knew that. Put it on. Put it on nothing.
If you want to rearrange where those are, Jake, to make it easier for you to grab them, you can definitely do so.
I'll just suffer. It's fine.
Because that's your job.
So when does this?
We'll get there on your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so now something else happens. You have another chance to react, which we're not going to go into right now because there's no reason to. You can see how there's these 2 reaction points. And then there's going to be an after attack effect. The if, and you didn't, if you drew a Mortis card that gave you a bonus attack, you would have been able to do that attack now, and this after attack would have been negated.
Okay.
But
I did it.
that didn't happen, so we're going to perform Gang Up 3. So what Gang Up 3 is this skeleton is going to push you towards the closest skeleton, basically. So you're going to move 2 spaces towards the closest skeleton that is not number 1.
Damn.
Yep, and then it's going to move to be next to you, but it's actually going to do it in the other space for purposes of tutorial. Okay. And that's what Gang Up is. So basically, these skeletons are going to try to corral us in between them and be in trouble. Now, if you were already adjacent to a second skeleton, instead of moving you, you would have just been knocked down. And that would have been terrible. And it's going to happen to us during this fight, and we're going to get to see what it is when it happens. So because this card is now resolved, it's in the discard pile, which we're just leaving here. And we are going to flip that first red token to its gray side and move it to the next empty card. Yep. Now, the second one is going to do the signature move, which is going to be the same every round. The second one is always going to do slash. It is going to move to the closest knight in front.
That's still me.
It is not you because it would take it 5 spaces to get to you, but it only takes 3 to get to Forlorn. And that is why we did everything we did in the tutorial, so that we can see how this works. Now, squires don't roll dice.
Is that good or bad?
For me, it's good.
That's why you're playing the Squire, like, see.
Squires instead have a metal deck. Mettle. As squires level up, they get to replace these cards with better cards, but squires also don't get to get armor and accessories and stuff like that. They can only equip weapons. So this is going to hit me 3 times. I am just going to... Does it tell me which card to reveal? See if it's telling me which to reveal or not.
On eager squire.
I think so. Fire. Like a
E-girls.
fire to the E-girls? What?
Would they be really fun?
Okay, it says we're not going to reveal a card for this evasion. We're just going to assume that it hit me once. So Rayloff is going to lose 1 health, bringing him to 8. This also has a coffin symbol. So we have to see how squires respond to coffin symbols. And the answer is they don't. Just nothing happens.
Take 1 damage or 3?
It said, imagine it only hit you once. So. And then it is going to, again, do a gang up of 3. So it's going to push me towards the closest one.
Would that be 8 or 14?
It would be 1.
Oh, okay.
Because that's 2 spaces. And then it just turns to face. Yep. Okay. So basically, squires, once they go down to 0, then the same thing happens to them as happens to knights, which is every time you get hit and you're at 0, you have a 50% chance of dying. Okay, so now we're going to go. That is the end of the monster round. Oh, no, we flipped the S to the other side and put it on number. So we always know which ones are going to act next. No. Questions?
The monsters always go first?
Monsters always go first, unless like a story effect says you. All right. So now we're going to go on to the night. We get to pick our performance, our turns in any order we like. On each of your turns, you're going to get 1 movement up to your movement speed and 1 action, which could be attack or could be something else that has an action effect. And then any number of free actions. The cards in your hand are free actions. But for the case of our tutorial, we are going to have Fleischritter act first to get revenge.
Wow.
Now, for some reason, this thinks that Fleischritter can reach number 1, but it can't. And I still haven't
Can you
figured out.
attack diagonally?
No.
You
So-
can't move and you can't
Why
attack
is it-
diagonally, so that's strange.
So we're just going to say that this pushed me here instead.
Or was it supposed to push you back like this?
Oh, could it have?
and then you move forward.
No, because it was standing in that space. Oh, we're just gonna leave it like that.
Will it mess up the thing later?
No. This is the last automated
Okay.
thing. It should be fine. Okay. So you are going to move towards and attack that. So it lets you move to reach mob 1. And facing matters, so you can decide which way is forward for yourself.
You want to attack one or
Well, he's going to attack 1. He has to attack 1.
Do I have to face the direction I'm attacking?
then
Well, then I have to face that way.
I meant like I don't like you decide what front means to you. Like, is it where your sword is pointing? Is it where your face is pointing? As long as you know what your front.
That's the
is.
same.
That's in case a monster says it goes behind you. As long as you know which way you're.
Facing whichever way is better
okay.
for me.
So, first you would declare which weapon you're going to use.
The knives.
You're going to have to use the knives, and then every time you initiate an attack, you raise your passion by 1. For the record, you can flip your little knight card over, and it's going to tell you what your turn, what a turn looks like. Okay, so next, you're going to look at how many attack dice you roll for knives, and it's going to be the number in the white die on the upper left.
1d10.
However, if you look at the special effect of knives, you will see that you can, it's on the bottom in the middle.
+1.
If you use it two-handed, is what that says.
Okay.
So because you don't have another weapon, you're using your knives two-handed, so you actually get to roll 2 dice.
2d10.
In order to hit these, you're going to have to roll a 5 or higher. Some weapons will have a precision bonus, but you'll see this says +0. Do not worry about the attack die symbol yet. You can also, just like with evasion, you can raise heat to roll to increase your to reroll.
I don't need it.
If you get a 10 on the white die, it's a crit chance. If you get a 1 on the white die, it is a crit miss. And if you hit with at least 1 die, you would reveal the BP card of that monster and see what happens. We are going to tip the balance a little bit just to showcase additional mechanics. So let's pretend you rolled 2 3s.
oh no, we did so horribly.
Did you hit?
No.
No. But if you recall, we have placed tokens in the night pool during our delve phase, and we have 2 opening tokens, which means you get +2 to each of the dice you roll.
That means it's
So
3.
you have actually rolled 2 5s.
Do we use those?
I'll explain how that
Wait, they have +2?
to each.
Okay, they have +2, not +1. Okay, yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
you have
That's
2
how math works.
So you have rolled 2 5s. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I know.
That means that you might be able to use some abilities. If you look at your heroic arc, do you have any abilities on the first phase? There are a bunch of icons. I don't remember what we're.
What? Yes, I do. It's
Okay.
like a sword and
So
a shield.
let's talk about
a
what
punch.
they say. I'm going to hold it up to the camera just so I can
Probably-
remember what they
that's
are.
probably better.
Okay, so Fleischritter at a level 1 can choose one of 2 effects. Either the first effect in the white box or the effect in the second white box. The first symbol means at the end of the attack, you would add a break token to the knife pool. The arrow symbol means at the end of the attack, you would add an opening token to the knife. The token in the middle means you can push back a monster 1 space. So you could choose now to activate that left one if you wanted to push that monster 1 space.
Feel like probably make me have a decision here.
It starts to be more and more decision for
Cool.
you as we.
I don't think that's going to do anything because when it's its turn, it's going to move 1 space and it won't matter much.
Right.
So I am going to just say let's add.
So you don't have to make a choice yet.
Oh.
So there's going to be 2 ability windows. This is the first one. So there's specific abilities that can target in the first one. and then there's ones that can only target in the second one. Push back, and you're not going to know all these. These are just, I happen to know them at this point. Push back can be triggered in, but you're not going to use it, so you don't have to make choices. Okay, so since you've hit the first monster, we're going to reveal the BP or body part card for the monster you just hit.
No,
We hit number 1.
where's the
Oh, those are the body part part.
that's so fat.
The first one. Because we hit the first
And
one. And it should be a bone squat.
it is.
Excellent. So there's a bunch of stuff about this card. You want to pass it to me and we'll hold it to the camera. All right. On the upper left is the, I don't remember what it's called, it's the AT or the armor, we'll call it armor trait. That's how many successes you're going to have to get on your power dice in order to wound it. Then there's a wound effect, a fail effect, and a crit effect. If you wound it, you would do what that says. If you fail to wound it, you do what that says. If you had a critical, like a 0 on the white die, you would do what that says. Then there's some other things. Like this says, well, while this is revealed, every knight has -1 to their precision. So you definitely want to kill this. There's also these words on the top, which is overcome 2+. If you fail to wound it, but you rolled 2, it triggers. If you succeed in wounding it and you do more than 2 of what you needed to do, it triggers. It's going to be very confusing. You'll get used to overcome as we go. So ultimately, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get 1 success because during this tutorial battle, every monster has -1 AT trait. Okay? So in order to do a power roll, you're going to take power dice based on your gear. So because you have a little red die there, you get 1 die for each success, which is 2. And then if you look on the other side of your knight card, you'll see you always get a default power die based on your knight, which should be red at this level.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to end up rolling 3 of those, but I don't know if you're actually going to roll it or not because tutorial. So let's see. Okay, let's look at the different sides of that first. So there's a few different symbols on those dice, right? One of them is a sword.
Mm-hmm.
A sword is a hit.
Ah,
One of those looks like a chalice.
Broken one.
A chalice is a potential. You can use break tokens that are in the knight pool over here to turn a potential into a hit. Then there are also things that look like little doves, which are hope, which don't mean anything for this. We have the break token, but we're just going to say that you rolled. Yeah, you don't get to roll the dice this time. Womp, womp, womp. We're going to say that you rolled this. How many wounds is that?
3.
One, two, three, 4.
Oh, we just automatically use it.
You always use it.
So it doesn't
3,
expand.
4.
You'll see you'll see in the turn of events. So you're going to do 4 hits. Great. So that means you get to trigger the overcome effect. So that means at the end of your turn, you're going to add 1 power token to the pool because this says power 1. But we're going to get into that more as we go. The first thing that happens is we have to do the effect that it says under wound, which is to reveal the rightmost unrevealed body.
Right.
Yep.
can't quite read it.
Which is the armor head. The armor head does not have any passive abilities, so that's not so bad. That was randomized. Then, because you wounded it, we're going to take this card and put it in the wound stack. And we're going to remove this knight from the wound. So when you're fighting mobs and you wound it, 1 hit kills it.
Yeah.
But now other bad things happen. So, it is going to escalate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top AI1 card, and we're going to completely remove that from the battle, and we're going to shuffle in an AI2 card in this place. And that's it. Now, there are other game effects, like we're not shuffling in stronger BP cards here, but that is something that could happen. But just each encounter is going to be different. All right, you're almost done with your attack. The next thing that happens is we clear this pool. Everything that was in it goes away. And then we get to refill the pool based on what we've done. So first, we had that overcome effect happen, which adds a power. So the next person that goes is going to automatically deal 1 wound if they hit. Then you're going to look at your heroic, and you're going to choose which token you want to put into the pool, because you can choose to either put an opening or a break based on your heroic, which is the green thing because you have the 1 person. So which of those tokens do you want to?
I kind of like the 2-hit bit.
It's going to be 1,
Yeah.
not 2.
No, it is a 2-hit though. Not 2-hit, but ability.
Yeah.
So-
Yes.
Word, not number.
Ooh. Okay. So we are next going to give a squire a chance to shine. And Bianca is going to act next. Bianca also raises her passion by 1. And she is going to go fight a mob. Does it say? I can move her into adjacency with any mob. You know, instead of coming up to the middle where you all are, I am going to instead come over here. And I'm going to fight this one. And I made that choice, not the tutorial.
She is foolhardy.
What?
She is foolhardy.
She is the foolhardy squire. So I'm going to reveal the top squire card. This tells us, in this case, I rolled a 4. It would also tell us what our evasion was if we were trying to evade, what our power is if we're trying to power, what our potential is if there's break tokens. It has these little symbols on the bottom here, and I can spend those clues if I have them to add those additional bonuses. But anyway, I rolled a 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So I hit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to flip number 4 and see what that was. Number 4 is another bone squire.
Kill it.
So I need to get 2 successes in order to beat it. I'm going to flip my next card, and this does 3 wounds with 3 potentials, but I have +1 here, so that's 4 altogether,
That's a little overkill.
which is definitely enough to kill it.
So why are you outshining us? We're supposed to be the main characters. Why are you doing better than us?
It's her chance to shine. These
No.
were randomized.
You can't even have a plot.
So I did overcome it, which means I'll be able to put another power token into the pool. So I'm just going to put that here so I don't forget. And I wounded it, so we're going to reveal the leftmost unrevealed BP. It's easier for you to read.
Mindless veteran. When you reveal this BP, escalate the lowest unrevealed mob.
Well, that's terrible.
This is what happened.
So we're going to put that back in spot number 2. And then, which is the next unrevealed mob? That's a BP 1, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to replace that with this.
This goes away.
Yeah. And we're going to remove another AI 1 card from the deck and add an AI 2 instead. Ruh-roh.
This is what happens when the foolhardy rush in.
She is foolhardy. So she did that. She wounded it. Because she wounded it, yes, that happens again. So there's going to be a lot of AI 2s in here moving forward. We are going to clear the pool. We add the power token for what she had. She gets to add an opening token because of her thing. And that's it for the tutorial. We get to finish this battle on our own. So, next, either Kara can go or Raylock, the Eager Squire.
Raylock, the eager squire.
Okay. That's number 3.
That one next to me is 3.
That's
What's
the
your-
BP2. I don't want to fight that.
You probably, I'd say go for the 8. Bone Squire is bad to have on board, right?
Hey, did we get
You
rid
got
of
those,
these?
right?
Oh, yes. I want to fight one that I can probably kill, which would be either 6 or 7.
Oh, you want to be able to kill the Bone Squire?
I can't get to 6 or 7. Well,
Well,
Bone Squire is dead.
No.
Uh,
8.
that has 4.
Oh, that's not the bone squire. Sorry, I forgot. We killed the other bone.
But I am going to go for that. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm going to try to fight that. So first, I have to shuffle this because I got there's a crit hit and a crit miss card, and you shuffle the deck whenever you draw. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, this is gonna come in exactly too. Look at that. I think it is.
We'll see how quickly you'll kill or die. I don't know.
Eh. Don't say I'm gonna die. It's not fair. All right, here we go. So I rolled a 2. Squires can gain a heat to redraw. I'm gonna do that. Now I rolled a 9. Yay!
But you said you didn't believe that rerolls help.
It's a redraw.
Now that you have that card draw.
Slightly better odds than the die.
So now I have to draw again to see if I do those 4 wounds. Keeping in mind it's actually 3 because of that. So I have done 3 wounds plus 1 is 4. So that is not enough to overcome because I would have needed to get 7 to overcome on that. Its instinct, and this is terrible, is to draw an AI for the furthest mob. Whenever a reaction causes the monsters to either do a signature or draw an attack card, they do it after my whole action is resolved, not during. So first, I wound it. I have to escalate this again. This is a level 1, so we remove a level 1 and add a level 2. And then I clear the pool, and I do not get to add a power token, but I do get to add an opening token. This one goes away. And now because I triggered that instinct effect, whoever is the furthest mob from me is going to attack. Which I think is 5.
Yeah.
Which is going to be an AI2 card.
Yeah, well that's fine. Only a squire is close. We don't care about that.
This is a flanking strike. It is going to target the closest knight in front. Which is her.
Good.
You are considered a knight in this.
Yes.
Honestly,
yes.
stop stealing the show. You deserve it.
So if my heat was 3 or more, this would be more powerful because you see there's a little symbol on here that if your heat is too high, worse things happen. And I am going to get hit 3 times. I have evaded 3 hits. I love the cards. The cards are so much better than dice. So it didn't hit me. And then it has another effect which says Swarm 1. Swarm means I would take 1 damage for every other adjacent monster, but there is none. That's why they try to push us closer together. And then after attack, it will knock me back 3. Boom, boom, boom. That could have been bad if I was like near a column or something. That goes into the discard pile. And that was Bianca's turn, and now Kara gets to finish the round.
So, starting talent.
Mm-hmm.
If you have exactly 1 space adjacent to you is occupied. So, what is adjacent? Is it diagonal or
Cardinal.
Just cardinal?
Yep.
So I get a +1 precision?
Yes.
Okay. And that's just to help me add my roll.
Yes.
Okay.
And go with the flow is also something you could have done, but it was moved.
Okay.
All right.
So I attack?
You can. You can also use one of your cards if any of your cards does anything that's helpful. Seaside. And Jake, you should become familiar with your seasides as well.
What are king and devil and dragon?
So we are currently on the mob tier of difficulty. So there's 5 difficulty tiers. It goes mob, vassal, king, devil, dragon. So that means as we progress further through the game, your cards are going to also get more.
Yeah, nothing fair.
Okay.
So now I
You can use them not. Well, first you raise your passion by 1.
and I
Now,
don't
if at any point in time one of us had more passion than you, we would gain the priority target.
but none of this triggers
Let me see. So the ones you have are you can add a break token, add a opening token. This is that motive points? Nope, that's reposition.
Oh.
This is reposition, which means on your second ability window, so when you're placing the tokens, you can move one space. This lets you re-roll one power die, and then that is the stage.
So I attack.
Sure can.
It's the white dice first.
One white die and two black dice.
Why would I?
No, I'm sorry, it's one white and one black. I just do really good math.
Not number blue.
But
A 3 and a 2.
so a three, so the 3 is a hit, but the 2 is not.
Because I have a +1 and a +1.
Right, so you would need to re-roll that 2 if you wanted another power die. And you are attacking a BP2, so you probably,
But then I'll have to raise
you
these.
will have to raise.
You have to
Oh,
raise
oh,
both of the
oh, we
odd.
forgot some things. At the start of a knight's turn, first you lower your heat by 3.
Yeah.
You pick one card in your cooldown section to add back into your hand, and any cards in your delay section move to your cooldown.
Done, that's what that is.
It's probably
Okay.
definitely worth re-rolling them too. Then
Yeah.
odds are you'll get what you need.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're gonna get to roll how many power dice? 3,
3.
because you get one.
Oh. So 3.
But first, you have to flip the BP.
Yeah, you're gonna
See what it is.
It's a Panzer Dead.
It's a Panzer Dead.
Panzer Dead. It's instinct. Does instinct in
Instinct is gonna happen after your power.
Oh.
Oh, we killed this, so it moves to the next.
I have a bunch of bird chalices and 1 hit.
So you need to get 4 hits.
So what's the bird?
The bird means nothing to me.
Okay, and the chalice we can't fix right now.
Correct.
But I can use one of my passions to re-roll it.
Yeah, and you actually only need 3 because it has that. So if you roll the double sword, you can still.
So do I spend that?
Nope, you don't spend anything. It just happens.
Just 2.
Still a failure. So you did not wound.
But can I use speed to re-roll these ones?
No, you cannot re-roll power dice, but squires can redraw powers.
Okay.
Because they're better than.
Well, they're meant to it's meant to take into account everything you have with your cards and your this and your that. It's anyway.
It's better.
For now, yes. So you did not hit. However, an instinct occurs whether you wound or fail.
So I hit, but I didn't do
So
damage.
correct. You hit, but you didn't break through its armor.
Okay.
Is what that symbolizes. Hence arbitrary.
Okay.
So the furthest mob is going to activate. So I don't know if that's 9. I'm sorry, 6 or 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's number 6.
Okay.
So number 6 is going to act. You do the act.
All right. More Formidor. Target closest engaged knight.
So that means a knight that is next to a.
So
Yep. Yeah.
Move and attack. For each hit, lose 2 vigor and a little coffin.
Great.
So it needs to hit, or it does.
Well, he has to roll 2 evasion dice to try to evade it.
So you need to roll in.
Isn't the squire technically closer?
It has to. It says closest engaged, and the squire wasn't next to anybody, and you were next to somebody.
What do I need to roll?
8 plus.
And don't forget your passive ability if you need it for rerolls.
One and a 3. Can I use heat for that?
Yes, you can.
Cool. We're gonna burn 1 heat and 1 meat.
Nice.
He eats me.
Nice.
Very loosey.
Roll better.
Why do you say that, Greg?
You cursed him, Greg.
Why every time you say something?
1 and 2. You lose 4
So
health
you lose 4 health.
and a little coffin thingy.
So first, adjust your heat based on what your new vigor is, your heat maximum, if applicable.
No.
Okay, and now which tier are you in?
4. No. 6 to 4.
So you're
one
gonna draw
main
from
level.
that line.
One major level. The middle one.
Middle.
Major, that one.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't read it.
It says
It's
here.
light glare. Oh, that's
Alright.
Oh, that's good stuff though.
Show of willpower. You may discard one condition card if you. Oh, ignore that part, right?
You don't have a condition card, so.
Yeah. If you don't, use -2 heat instead. Oh, that would overheat.
No, lose.
Loses go down.
Oh, hold on.
It's a good card. No.
No, the clear one goes down.
I'm on the phone.
I think we're
I'm
on.
just assuming it's down. It's that as a third.
What?
And then it says major 4, which is not relevant on the bottom.
No.
And then
You put it back on
form
the bottom of
one.
the deck.
Form one.
You sure you don't want to just bring those closer to you?
Now I like suffering.
Okay. Then it's gonna be swarm one, which means each other monster next to you does 1 damage to you.
That's bad. Other monsters?
Yep, so you
Only
deal
one?
1 damage.
Just one damage.
Okay.
And then
Um,
down.
So now you have a reaction window. Okay. And if you are still next to number 6, you're gonna get knocked out.
So you can move.
So you can't use the card that you used before, the one that's on cooldown.
Oh, I thought it would come off.
Oh, you started your turn. Yeah. So one of those should have, on the C side, because we're in a clash, one of those should have a reflex ability.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have enough heat to trigger that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to do that, so that you don't get knocked out.
1, 2.
And that lets you move 1 space.
Oh, is that what reflex?
Yep.
Move me to the right one.
And now you don't get knocked out.
And we're in a combo line. After attack. Gain up 3.
So it's going to push you 3 spaces towards the nearest iron cast that it can push you towards.
This
So I'll
one.
just go back
Well,
to
it
where I
can't
was.
push him. You'll end up next to that column.
Wouldn't I just go back to the space over
Well,
there?
you can't go through. I mean, can you test out? I don't know. I guess it taunts you. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that technologically makes sense. I assumed it was pushing you, but let me.
Gain up.
No, yeah, you just end up there. I guess it like somehow like trips you up or some shit. Because I guess what it
So-
does.
It's a wrestling. It's the Irish way. You're
Yeah.
throwing them, but then
Now,
you pull them right back.
Your
in.
cards can also, and I didn't flag this before, and that's my bad. You can also always, instead of playing them, you can the symbol in the upper left that's black. You can use that instead of the text effect. Whereas on the
Okay.
delve side, you get a bonus. On the clash side, it's instead of. And you'll see it has a different kind of discard set.
Okay. So it's still my turn. That was all triggered from my turn.
That is still your turn, so you still have a movement action.
I can't believe you did all that to me.
Is there a point for move?
Maybe. You want to be further from other monsters?
I don't know. Is her because I can only attack melee, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just stay there.
But just remember, they like to push us all into each.
Yeah. And then my free action is another. I can put these symbols in.
So now we clear the pool, and then you can put in symbols.
Can I put in one for each level?
Yes.
Okay. So one target.
Okay. And because you did that one, you can also move one space.
Just move back here. Yep. And another target and a heart.
You pick one or the other
Oh,
because they're separate.
who's up next?
It's going to be any of this.
Okay, so let's do a shield one.
Okay. And now you could choose to move the 4 spaces. I forgot that you hadn't finished your attack.
So I could just like run.
And that's what I would do. All right. So that's the end of the first round.
Sure.
Okay. So we still have to do 3 more. And the monster. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip those back to the red side, and then from left to right, we're going to trigger them.
Okay. So number
No. So number 3 is going to do the AI action.
Okay. A mass attack. It's closest engaged. Number 3 is 1, 2.
Oh, guys.
For each hit.
Did you have any? You didn't have any reflexes left, I don't think, right? Sucks for you. Okay, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna kick me. Kill.
This is what happened to my Fleischberger in this fight too.
So it's
Um,
going to attack you for 3.
so you're gonna roll three.
dice, take charge of
Okay.
defense. Oh,
What'd you
one
get?
crit.
Crit and 2
The
penalties.
crit, the white crit.
You would have to have gear that says crit evade, which we don't have that kind of stuff.
Then what's the number I hit?
8. But you have
We have a +1 thing.
don't we have
For
4
guard?
or does that not work? You said that we added to dice roll.
No, that's for the attack things.
Mhm.
Question: do any of those add to my defense rolls?
No.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna get hit 2 out of 3
There's
times.
second chance. Or something.
How
Or
many-
you can-
Second chance is if you die.
Okay, then what if you use the feat to re-roll 2 of those dice?
The odds are not in my favor.
It's then up to you then.
It's up to you.
Take the
I'm
hit.
just gonna have to take them.
Is it gonna if you can if where is your grave your major to grave threshold?
He's at major.
So what would
Yeah.
he get to grave at?
At 30.
So maybe you want to try to avoid one of those to not draw a grave.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't. I've rolled
So,
8 on
okay,
the die.
so you
Oh,
lose 2 health. Do you raise your heat maximum?
Yes, he does. Yes, he.
Okay, and now you're going to draw a grave note.
Right.
And I hope it's not the one that it's going to be.
Oh, it's the one that it's gonna be. You said it. It says just the red text, right?
Read the whole.
Okay. Gain 2 key.
Oh, that sounds
And-
like a good one to me.
Gain the courage condition.
Oh, cool. So there's a. It should be on that little pile of conditions there. I think it might be the one on top.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You get that.
Okay, and then.
Well, yeah, he's reading it. So does it do anything else?
It does stuff, but not right now.
Okay.
For attack.
You're gonna get swarm 1, and you're next to 2 other things. So you're gonna take 2 damage.
I don't want to die anyways.
We don't know. The thing that you're gonna find about this game is no matter how dire it looks, things can turn around really, really, really drastically.
Yeah, now that you said that, I'm gonna miss all my dodges.
You lose 2
You
more
lose 2
health.
more health from swarm. Then you're gonna get knocked out. I don't think you have a reflex to avoid it.
This part says stand up.
Yeah, but that you'll use on your turn.
Okay.
So you're knocked down. You're gonna have to take the knockdown, falling down condition. They should be enough for
Just keep the conditions in us. I feel like we're gonna need them.
Ah, gosh. This is also bad. So basically, everything within 2 spaces of number 3 in a big square. Boom, 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 boom. Luckily, Bianca is going to reflex out of that, so we avoid it. Oh, no, it says if no other.
Yeah, I
Never
was gonna
mind.
say we need you to be
No,
there.
no, no, I want to stay there. Okay, whew. Staying there, staying there, staying there, staying there.
Okay, so this flipped. And
Then it
now,
moves to the next empty one.
oh, and then
And then
Now
that's
then-
going to do signature. And that's
That's
number 5, which is
Here.
Okay. So that one's going to go for a card.
Yeah.
Yep. Or always we'll do the diagonal. So that one. Yep. All right. So you're going to get hit by that.
so I rolled
So
3.
see how good it is that you ran down there? You got to like avoid him from getting further swarmed.
So I missed 2. I get hit
It's
once.
so good. That's really amazing.
So I
You
take
take 1.
Okay.
You raise your heat if applicable,
I take. No, I'm still.
and then you draw a card from that list.
Minor. Subdue. Place 1 random card from your hand into your cooldown area.
That's
I like the art. I will say
the art is so cool because it's like purposefully bad medieval art.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
So that goes on the bottom of that pile, and you have to discard a random. Random.
Oh. My reflex.
And then it's going to do gang up.
So I get pushed to this one.
Yep. It's gonna move next to you. You could choose which direction in this. Oh, no, yeah, that would have had to be
It's
like
like
that,
that?
because exactly, yep.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the end of the monster turn, and now it is our turn.
So Jake needs help. How do we help him? He
So
stand up?
the thing is if we trigger attacks from the other things, it's going to be the farthest mob, which is going to be number 7. So I feel like the best way to help him is to clear some space around there first, because that'll attack Rayloff. So I think any of us can go and try to hit something. So the easiest ones to kill are number 6 and number 7. So either Bianca or Kara should try to kill number 6.
I'll try to kill number 6.
All right, so you're going to go first. So first you're going to refresh. So you're going to lower your heat by 3. See, I remembered this time. We're going to save you. We're going to be fine.
I don't get my +1 precision.
You don't.
But I rolled 2 dice.
But you, yeah, there's no way to get it.
So that's a 1 and a 2. So I'm gonna spend the die. Oh no, it's a 1 and an 8.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm gonna spend 1 to reroll this one. So that was a 3.
+1 is 4. Plus, oh no, you don't get the +1, so it's only 1 hit, so you only get to roll 2 dice.
Oh.
But first we reveal it to see what it is. It is a man at bones instead of a man at arms. All right, you only have to get 2 successes.
I got 3.
So that is more than enough.
Four.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, which does the
Overcome.
its overcome is 3+, so you would have needed to get 5.
Oh,
Oh, did you raise your passion first?
no.
You did a reroll.
But I
Oh,
already
no,
know.
yeah, you don't want to reroll any of those. Okay, so we don't do the overcome. The wound effect is to draw. This is going to go back on number 2. The wound effect is going to be draw AI for the furthest mob, which is number 7. So we're going to draw for number 7. Bones of the Kingdom. Ew. Closest engaged knight in sight.
So me, or it has to be
It
me.
has to be you. Okay, and then it is going to, is your heat 3 or higher?
No.
Okay, you have to roll 3 dice and you need 9 or more.
Do those clear though?
At the end of the. Oh, this I forgot. Okay, so when you're doing a trigger, we finish everything first and then that happens. So that should not have been the card draw. So what should have happened instead is we killed a VP with. We remove number 6 from the board because we killed it. We have to remove an AI1 from here. We choose which one to remove. So I think this one
Yeah.
because of the knockdown. And then we take an AI2 and we shuffle the discard pile back into the deck. And that happened because there was no more AI1s in the regular deck. So we do that, then we clear this. Then you do your token that stuff, and then we.
Okay.
So this would have still been here.
Oh, okay. So then I will.
You can move 2 spaces for free.
And then I'm going to.
Now, no, that's
Yeah, I want Bianca dead.
yeah. I was just making.
I would rather have Bianca
I
dead.
was just making sure that was what was going to happen.
And then I'll add the shield breaking token
Okay.
and another target.
Okay. Now we reveal this for the farthest one, which is number 7.
Okay.
It's the same card, so it's going to go for Bianca. All right.
Now you need to do the.
Yes. So it's going to hit me 3 times.
How's her feet? She's okay, right?
She's. I've evaded 2 of those, so I take 1 damage, and then from Swarm I take 2 damage, and then
No,
there.
this one.
No,
That's one too.
because it's Swarm 2, and then there is Knights in Zone 2, so nothing else happens, so that's great.
All right.
Did you move to get into position for that?
Me?
Yeah, originally.
No.
So you still have a movement if you want to take a movement.
Or movement, right?
Yes.
Or I'm just trying to see if we can spread out like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to do 2 more.
Yeah.
So I think Bianca is going to try to kill number 7, and then give Fleischritter the shot at coming in for the big kill at the end.
Right?
What?
Okay.
Oh wait, no, because if she hits, then number 3 will be the next to attack. So she needs to go for number 3. So that
3
Fleischritter is in
up
better
there.
shape. It's got to be that. Alright. So we're going to hit number 3.
Hit number 3.
That's a hit. And then that's 3 plus 1 is 4, which is enough to kill it.
Yay.
So I can't reach it. So I did not get enough to put the power token in. So I forgot to raise that. We're going to add 2 tokens to the pool. And then I have to draw AI for the furthest mob, which is number 5.
In front. So me.
Right? Yeah, there's you.
Is that?
Yeah.
Because it's closest night
Yeah.
play as well.
Yep.
And then it's gonna try to.
But you see how like much positioning matters and
Yeah.
how we can like once you start to know what's happening, you can really like
Yeah.
manipulate all of it.
That's
3 hits.
That's 3 damage.
Oh, yes,
Defense.
yes. That's 3 damage.
And I can't use heat to reroll.
You can.
Oh, I crit it. Okay, so I only take 2 hits.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
Raise your heat if necessary.
Don't, but I gained a major other one.
Okay, so take the top major.
Hey,
And 5.
major. Parasitize 2?
Okay, so you're gonna take. There's a condition in there that's called Panzer Parasite.
I take 2 of them?
No, you're gonna put 2 generic tokens on top of it,
Okay.
and then read what it says. What? Oh my goodness. Jake, can you pull those on? You're gonna drop them on 5.
Whenever you're attacked by a monster, treat a certain number of dice as hits without rolling, where the number is the number of tokens on this card. Gain armor, reroll X. If there are even ever 5 or more tokens on this card, you are consumed by the parasite and die.
Basically, you're being turned to.
Okay. So 2 hits will always happen no matter
Yeah,
what.
and you don't have armor to take advantage. And then what? And then it will. What was it that happened? Oh, and then gang up 3.
So it pushes me to here.
Oh, and I forgot to remove. Which one did I hit? Or I forgot to remove number 3. This went much better for you because there was no chaplain.
Sure. So
That
that was your
that
thing.
was me, and that's in there. Do you want to try to do the final kill, sir?
There's 3 skeletons, but I'm trying to take one out.
Well, we only have to kill 1 because we only have to do 7 wounds when we've done 6.
So this moves down into cooldown.
You refresh your heat,
1, 2, 3.
and then you should be able to use 1 to stand.
Yep, I have a card that stand up.
Yep.
Plus 2 heat.
So you stand up,
And you'll
you
wanna-
discard your knockdown.
You'll probably try to kill 7.
You want to try to kill 7 because it's the weakest. You know how you know it's the weakest?
Because the wound. Or the little
BP1. If you want.
Those are BP2, that's
Yeah.
BP.
Attack, sir.
Yes, we do have that. Alright, cool. I'm gonna.
Anything else? Any other special abilities you
So
want?
I do have plus 2 precision and 1 auto break.
Cool.
Whatever auto break.
We'll explain it in a second. Did you raise your passion?
I'll raise my passion 1, and I'm gonna need 1 more.
Does that give you anything else special on your heroic part?
Let's see. 4. Plus 1 damage time, plus 1 punch.
So the only thing, the push symbol is the only thing on yours. I think that would be before if you want.
What says plus? Would that mean both?
So, so basically, number 4 means you would get a reroll and a push, so you can push up to 2 spaces. And I would push 1 just so you're not next to 2 things.
Why is it instead of reroll?
The
Oh,
black
be-
is a reroll.
Okay, I see.
But I would push 1 first. You see why?
You mean push 2?
I'll push. No, just push 1
Oh, you mean
because he's fighting. So do you see why though?
Yeah. No, I
Because
get
now
that.
if you get ganged up, you're not going to get.
No, I'm only rolling 2 dice, right?
You're only rolling 2 gifts.
I don't know why I thought it was rolling 3. I'm taking damage dice.
that?
2 sevens.
Okay.
And because of the precision thing there, and the +2 precision here.
You did great.
It doesn't count as a crit.
No, not okay. I just mean that definitely hits.
Yes, it definitely hits, and you need to get 3 power.
And what is the auto? Does the auto break matter yet?
Oh yeah, you add a break token once you connect.
That's what auto breaks.
It turns the chalices into.
Yeah. So you should be able to kill it.
Well, thanks. Go, 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 go.
What do you-
That is 2, 4, 5.
As soon as the final wound is done in a battle, the battle immediately ends. So you won. Nobody died.
Here, skeleton.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So we are going to go to the next thing.
That far we on.
53 of 55. Okay, so we're going to resolve clash aftermath. If any knight is dead, they are resurrected with maximum health. If they were resurrected, they lose half of their clues. All knights will reset their passion, heat, and vigor to their starting values. We get fully healed. All technique cards return to your hand, no matter which section of your cooldown track they are on. All of your condition cards and condition tokens are discarded. So you're not courageous anymore. You lost your courage.
Hey, I'm not turning into stone.
If you had Bane tokens, you would discard 2. Don't worry about those yet. All generic tokens, modifier tokens, everything like that gets discarded. You would unexhaust any gear that you used. Because you won the clash, you will do a clash scavenge 1. And then a scavenge 3, so we can pick any 3 other things between kingdom, consumable, and upgrade. We're not going to keep them, so it does not matter. So I'm just going to say consumable, upgrade, and go. Just to walk through how that works in a minute. We won, so we're reading the following paragraph. The last Ironcast Shambler falls, head cloven from its shoulders by a single vicious swipe. In the aftermath, the only sound is the heavy breathing of the 2 knights as the blood rush quells in their ears. The foremost of the cultists flares in a rage at the duo before ordering a retreat. They offer a single hissed threat of retaliation someday, but they're gone. Kara and the Fleischritter do not give chase, instead turning their attention to the dais. The young girl is unconscious, but alive. Strange markings have been drawn upon her flesh, glyphs that flow up the arms and legs and encircle the throat. Next to her, what looks like an ornate silver goblet. When Kara reaches out to pick it up, it crumbles to dust, its purpose unfulfilled. A faint whispered sound echoes in the air, a frustrated howl, a long-denied hunger once more refused. The 2 waste no time to bring the child back to the outpost where her brother waits anxiously. He joyously celebrates the safe return of his sister, thanking the duo profusely. Thank you, kind sirs, he repeats over and over. There's not many that would have done such a kindness. I'll make sure all the townsfolk know of your heroism, I promise. Kara should mark number 27 on her choice matrix.
Tell everyone we work for free.
Now, Jake, there's a question for you before we continue. To your left, you'll see 3 night boxes. On the table, 3 little night boxes. These are the 3 knights that are still unclaimed, including the one you are currently playing, Fleischritter. If you want to...
I like the old guy. He has a monkey.
You're committing to that?
If he has a monkey, it's fine.
Okay, so do not mark anything on your sheet because you will be Cersei.
Oh,
That's who I figured he was going to...
Old, funny.
Wait till you read his introduction. Anyway,
Don Quixote vibes. Is my guess by looking at it.
That's what I thought, and I was wrong. All right, so we're going to proceed to the spoils phase. And in the spoils phase, we are going to split our well-earned loot. We're not keeping any of this, we're just explaining what it is.
But I keep my choice
You
matrix.
keep your choice matrix, so the fact that you save this child may come back challenge.
What the heck?
I don't know. or
It's
maybe
an evil child. You
Might be a
actually
good thing.
saved.
So basically,
future
what we're
dictator.
going to do is. Okay. So basically, at this point in time, we would put all of these in the table, and each knight would choose one. And then each squire would get like extra garbage ones. And then if we have more than 4, we then split them up and get gold equal to the value of the tier we're on. And then there's going to be like different gear that we could get. So like we could get gear from the Ironcast Dead, from the exhibition class, or we can get like regular gear from the kingdom with the kingdom class. But we're not doing any of that because that would be too much of an advantage. And that's the tutorial. So there's 2 major game mechanics that we don't cover on there at all. Wow, it got more tilted as we played. One of those is encounters, whereas when you're running through the delve, the monsters in the region could like show up and ambush you, and you do like one like round of mini combat that has various effects. And the other is the deep fog, where you can go into the fog instead of traversing the map, and there's like a little push your luck mini game to teleport.
So that's where the boss is. Gotta go through the
No,
fog
this
walls
is
to
considered a
boss.
boss. This is considered a boss.
That's not how Dark Souls works.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how we would normally determine what bosses we have. Oops, sorry. Take out your knife sheet.
Oh, might be.
So when we go on an adventure, when we go on an adventure, what will happen is you're going to take this little bookmark. You're going to take this here, and on your first adventure, these would be the monsters that we might encounter in the Principality of Stone. Now, if you did your first quest already, then it would be this row, and so on and so forth. Whoever is the lead knight will go with the row that's the lowest on their chart. It's how we do it. So, like the first time we do an adventure, we'll choose between the rat wolves, the pale blood worms, the pumpkinhead monstrosities, the Ironcast Dead that we just fought, and the egg knight. But then, like by the time we get to quest 2, it's going to be more and more stuff. So, like the bigger bosses, your puppet king, your devil, and your dragon don't come out.
And this is just how many of them we would be fighting?
That's the level.
Oh.
So, like you'll see on the Ironcast Dead sheets, as they turn into level 2 and level 3, not only do their stats go up, but they also have special traits that make the fight more difficult. Like these come back to life. They're getting stronger and stronger, and you have to race to take them out. But some creatures you would not want to race to take out. So that's the game. What do you think?
I'll be honest, I'm very tired.
Okay.
So while you were explaining the combat during this,
Yeah.
I zoned out hard,
Yeah.
and then I slowly got it as we kept doing it. So I think technically I understand this game. I do like it. I think this tutorial was okay to learn basic mechanics, but I want to do more explory things.
Same.
I kind of didn't feel any sense of caring for most of the stuff. The combat was alright. The fact that I have what was like 1 in 3 chance of being successful on dodges, or had to roll like an 8, was like, that doesn't feel good.
I agree with you, especially as a dice rolling person.
But maybe if there's like more stuff that in general
also
that's
did
like,
see-
hey, get your plus to this, and
You
they
get
don't
plus
just
evasion,
jack up
yeah.
the numbers, the silly numbers like, oh yeah, now you have to roll a 10 or a not 10. Sorry, now you have to roll a 15. Well, if you got the gear for it.
You also get things where it's like when you have a shield, you can exhaust the shield to automatically evade one attack and things like that. So they do things like that, and your cards read.
I do definitely think that this probably went as smooth as we did at 2 hours and 18.
Yeah,
Because you already did
because
it.
I already
Yeah.
knew what I was doing.
I think if you're just going into this, just being like, we'll learn, you'll be stuck here for like
And
hours.
keep in mind, a full session of this is
too bad.
2 battles. So it's the first.
4 hours.
It's a good 6-hour game.
Because
Six
the
hours.
first morning of the town was like
Yeah.
3 boxes on
Quick
the way
and
we're out.
predetermined. Yeah, you're right.
I'm assuming when we're playing the actual game, we'll be like, I want to go that way. I don't have enough clues.
Right, but just keep in mind, whoever's the quest leader is going to have to like take precedence in that case because they're usually on quite a tight clock. All right, so that's it for this for now. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Please let me know what rules I messed up because even though I played this a few times, I definitely messed up some rules. There's probably not going to be more playthroughs of this on the channel, except on occasions where I am playing with only one other human. We might record some of those, maybe not the battles, maybe the stories, we'll see, but not when there's 3 people. So that's it. Thanks and have a great day.
Bye.